I'm standing here with Colin Paget of Founders Metals. I was about to ask you how the sentiment has been at this conference, but that's maybe not a fair question for you because sentiment is almost easy for you having your stock price go from lower left to upper right. But how is it? How's the general mood, sentiment, vibe, whatever you want to call it?
I'd say here at SMI it's been really positive. Overall, I mean, we've had a number of great meetings, and a few of them have been with shareholders that have been in as early as the 20-cent days, and but a lot of meetings with new people that know the story, understand the story, and I mean, there's real interest, so it's been good. Yeah.
So do you have some people that are kind of still on the sidelines with founders, and they're like, oh, I want to know this, and then maybe I jump in, or is it, because you say you're meeting new people that know the story but are not yet in, what are they waiting for?
I mean, some people are just people that they're just hearing about it now, or so the story's just come to them, and there's still lots of that out there. Other people, everyone has a reservation here and there, and it takes meeting me or meeting one of my team to kind of work through that or have it understood. So,
what is this? Is maybe you don't like talking about this, but what is the biggest reservation that people have? Like, what are they wondering about? What's kind of the pushback maybe that you get? Because I can find, and I'm sincerely asking, because I can find little pushback. What are people finding?
Yeah, well, so I mean, a couple that we've gotten recently, or get quite a bit. One was metallurgy, but we've just put that out today. We have excellent metallurgy. That's come together really nicely, so that one's no longer too much of an issue for people. The other big one has been infrastructure. I mean, there's no hiding it, we're in the jungle, so we've had a lot of questions about that, kind of throughout. But I think bringing in B2 as a partner, certainly validates that aspect of it. They're not getting involved in a project that they don't see a future in, and all of those infrastructure questions ultimately come down to grade and ounces.
Yeah, I thought being in junior mining meant everybody's in the jungle all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Kinda. What have you put out? I haven't been able to look at my phone today all day, just running around. What's happening on the metallurgy side? What have you put out?
So really just a follow up to the June results. We did some early kind of bottle roll cyanidation tests in the June stuff, 91 to 96%. It's just a follow on from that with combination testing, cyanidation, optimization work, and a little bit of work on the tailings as well.
Okay.
Ultimately 95, 96+% recoveries and everything. No preg robbing, nothing deleterious. It's pretty simple ultimately. Okay. And it's what you'd expect. I mean, we had some photos in some earlier press releases. We got them in this one too. It's fracture fill, pre-gold, and it's pretty easy.
Is that where you think metal recoveries are going to stay 96, 97%? Is there a possibility for them to go higher, or could they, once you start moving towards testing on a larger scale, could they scale back a little bit?
Honestly, I think looking at some of the comparable deposits in the area, I think that with more work, because it's still very preliminary, I think there's a good chance of seeing it go higher. Okay. But I mean, we're talking % or two here at that point. But happy to have it where it is, and with more work, that's what I predict.
Well, okay, so pitching the story here and walking people through these things and helping them go past their reservations, maybe. How have you found it? Has it been worth it for you to fly all the way here? Is this a good use of your marketing dollar? Because I know you're selective with marketing. So how do you know this was good ROI?
Honestly, so the first time at SMI for me, and it has been very much worth the dollars. I mean, it's twofold. I mean, there's the meetings at the conference, there's everything around the conference, but then there's the people that you meet outside of it, meetings that get set up that are in the city outside and away from the conference, but because you're in the area, you're able to do those face-to-face things. And we always find value in traveling and getting out, away from home a lot, travel quite a bit, but we do see value.
Well, what is the thing that people then on the other side? What do people like? What are people the most attracted to? Is it the high grade story? Is it gold as a metal? Is it kind of a new jurisdiction pioneering it? What are people attracted to the most?
I mean, everybody likes high grade. I think jurisdictionally, I mean, there's definitely some attraction there. You remove some of the geopolitical risk of, say, the West African end of the spectrum. There's not the permitting risk of the Canadian, North American type model. So a bit of a sweet spot there. Beyond that, I think for the property and the project, it's just the potential scale. I mean, with brand new discovery at Lower Antino, really kind of starts to show kind of proof of concept that, look, there's multiple things on this 200 square kilometer land package. There's opportunity to find quite a lot more. So.
Been a while really since you and I have done a kind of a deep dive, so maybe we should do that soon. How's the relationship going with B2? Are you guys talking often? Is there any involvement from them kind of on the operational level, or they let you do your thing?
Oh, completely let us do our thing, and there's no strings attached to their investment per se, but I mean, we wanted to have an active partner, and so as far as being involved with their technical team, we invite input, where they can add. It's always good to have another geologist's opinion because every geologist has a different one, but we get quite a lot out of that relationship. Generally speaking, I mean, there's no real asymmetry of information. I don't have any great deal of access to something that other people in our data room say might not, but they definitely were very happy to be partners with B2.
I don't assume you need any money anytime soon. How's the treasury looking?
We're at $36 million. Yeah, so we're good. We've got about $25 million planned for 60,000 meters of drilling in 2025. So that leaves us even at the end of that with a decent chunk of change in the till, and I think lots of flexibility.
Yeah. I suppose we could speculate here a little bit, but is that the end all be all? As in those 50,000 meters you say? 60,000 meters. Is that it? I mean, when you drill that, do you expect to be taken out by the time you've drilled it? Is that, we're speculating here, forward looking, but what's kind of your gut feeling? What are you thinking about?
I mean, I think the 60,000 really, our focus is going to be on the exploration side of the equation. So pushing the limits of the things we already know, Upper Antino, Lower Antino, Buese, that sort of thing. But trying to get more meters into new things. Lawa out to the east, some stuff that's recently become pretty interesting to us that's further southeast of Buese. Yeah. There's a lot of opportunity to take the meters in 2025 and demonstrate what the real potential here is. And then after that, start looking at, okay, well, how do we define this and where do we take it to make it a more attractive, or to get us to that acquisition standpoint. Yeah.
Talking about gut feelings and feelings as a whole here, how would you feel if there was a takeover offer on the table right now? Is this too early in the story? Do you have too much work to do before being taken out? How would you feel if there was an offer on the table tomorrow?
Well, I think right now it's too early. That said, I mean, there's a price for everything at any given time. So I mean, that would be evaluated on its own merit, sort of thing. But I think there's a lot to be uncovered and a lot of value to be added from where we are today, and that's what I see the 2025 plan really unveiling or revealing for the property. Hopefully we can see some additional growth in the land package piece as well, and yeah, I think after that it's probably a bit more appropriate, but yeah, take it as they come.
I would claim that part of the founder's success story, and hopefully we can do kind of a reverse engineer podcast or whatever, deep dive on the founder's story soon, but I would claim that part of the success has been the speed at which you've been operating and the cadence of the assay results. For the 60,000 meters, can you keep that up? Can you still have assays coming out as quickly as you have?
Yeah, we can. And so like the turnaround time hasn't changed with the lab. It's still 2 to 3 weeks on that front. Nice. We've changed our model a little bit. It used to be every 2 weeks it was drill results, and that was honestly it was hole by hole at that point. The scale that we are now, that's not really the way it will operate going forward, but I think we'll still wind up having kind of a, say, 3-week average on assay results for drilling over the course of the year. We're now drilling multiple different targets, new things, expanding things that we already understand quite well. I mean, there will be that continuous news flow. It'll be a busy year.
When do you think that starts? You say a busy year, so I'm assuming you're talking 2025. Does it start in Q1?
It starts in 2024. We've got 2 more press releases by the end of the year with drill results. So we'll do, the next one probably will be Upper Antino, Buese stuff. And then, we've got the thing I mentioned a little further southeast. We're kind of excited about what we're seeing there. So if we get assays back in time, hopefully we get something out on that as well by the end of the year. So.
What are you going to do if you run out of dessert names to give to your targets?
That's a good question. Right now I think we're evaluating that. We want to keep the names, easy to pronounce for people. We get some feedback on some of the older ones, but
Well, might as well go to T-Bone Steak Route. That's Colin Paget of Founders Metal. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, thanks for